Welcome everyone to the Not Just a Cleaning Lady show. Today, Kevin and I are doing an interview with Lori and Keith Sayre. Their cleaning service, Cleaning Bee Cleaning Services, and just learning a little bit more about their journey in our industry and their successes and there's so much I'm sure that we can learn from them after 12 years in this business. So,
Hey, y'all.
So do you want to?
I just wanted to say hi to everybody and hi to Lori and Keith Sayre out of Ohio. About 30 minutes before the show, Lori texted me today and says, "Hey, I forgot to mention this. I have a husband and he works the business with me. Can he come on?" And of course, we're like, yes, absolutely. We love husband and wife teams. We're a husband and wife team, Grace and I. And there's a lot of strength and a lot of beauty and magic in husbands and wives working together. And so it's absolutely a joy to be here with y'all today, Lori and Keith Sayre.
So why don't y'all go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourselves and your business and what brought you into the cleaning industry? We might be having tech difficulties.
Can y'all hear us okay?
Lori?
Looks like we're having a little bit of a tech thing here, but Lori and Keith, can y'all hear us?
I don't think they can hear us. Or can they see us? Oh.
Well, while Lori and Keith are working through some IT issues here, we are broadcasting worldwide today from the beautiful piney woods here in Northeast Texas. And we're your hosts, Kevin and Grace Reynolds. We're the owners of HANDMAID and the founders of the American House Cleaners Association. And let's see, it looks like we have some progress here.
Possibly. So the reason that we are doing this podcast is to really bring our businesses together on a more personal level, learn about what each other have done. Some of us choose to stay smaller. Some of us have grown to larger companies. And there's always so much to learn from each other. So we're just going to be going through a series of questions and just learning about Lori and Keith and their journey in our industry.
Welcome back, y'all.
Welcome back.
Hey there. We had to come back and we could see you, but not hear you. So,
so why don't y'all go ahead and tell us, what brought y'all into the cleaning industry specifically? I know that, you came from 20 years in the medical industry, Lori, and there was time frames of wanting to be with kids and wanting to have more control over your schedule. So are there any, reasons that, were other than that and like that brought you into the industry, someone that you were inspired by or that you love to clean?
Well, I love to clean. And of course, the connection between a clean home and a healthy family, that was a big thing. And we live in an area where there's a lot of senior population.
Okay.
And a lot of the home nursing services, when I first got started, before Cleaning Bee Cleaning Service was born. I worked for the Job and Family Services as what they call a chore provider. And it was for seniors that the home nursing here doesn't do cleaning, but they do a lot of other things. And so I would go in and clean for the seniors. And of course, it kept them safe because they were trying to do a lot of things that maybe they would fall, and so we still have quite a few seniors on our service, and they pay for the services because they don't get them, and it keeps them healthy also. So
Wow.
mainly it was a health thing, you know?
So is
Yeah,
is that a
definitely.
facility, like a skilled nursing facility or something, or like an assisted living type of place, or is this more like a like home health?
It's
Um,
kind of like a home health, but you went in to just clean and they would qualify for only maybe the max, I think, was 5 hours a week.
okay,
And you were self-employed, but you were contracted through that, you know, that place.
cool.
So yeah, that's kind of how I got started. And then I just moved, you know, and expanded my clientele. And then, of course, you know, my kids were in school and I wanted more flexibility. So
Right.
that's when the Cleaning Bee Cleaning Service LLC was born. And we just kind of kept going from there.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Hmm.
So you kind of already answered this next question, I think, but
Okay.
how did you get your business off the ground initially? And you know, it sounds like you had contract work. They're getting started out, but was there any, you know, marketing things that you did, involvement in the community that got your name out there and helped you get
Um,
clients?
On the well, we had tried to get with this. I don't know if you guys have ever. I'm sure you've encountered this. It was like a big company that like did retail stores, and they wanted
Hmm.
some like cleaning services to go in and contract
Right.
and clean the stores. Well, we had kind of wanted to do that, but then we didn't. So we had to do liability insurance and all that, of course. And our insurance agent, she helped us with getting commercial accounts, and she's awesome, and she really helped get our name out there.
That's
And
super
so
cool.
Yeah, that is.
yeah, that's part of it. And then also just word of mouth. We did a commercial and we started getting a lot of calls, but then we started getting a lot of weird calls too.
Oh,
So,
geez. Is it a TV commercial?
yes, we had a
Oh,
TV
cool.
Cool.
commercial there for a while.
Hey,
So,
how much did that cost to do? I know there's people here that are curious about doing commercials. How does that work? And just, you know, just ballpark, how much does that run?
we called our local station and talked with like a sales representative there, and one of our commercial accounts agreed to let us shoot the commercial in her salon.
Nice.
And it was about it was billed on a month-to-month basis, and it was probably close to $600 a month.
Okay.
That's not bad.
No,
No,
not bad.
it wasn't bad at all. And then you could they they kind of edited it and put the voice behind it and all that kind of stuff. So that kind of helped us with clientele too on the commercial side and residential, really.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So the return on investment was good.
It was good,
Yeah,
yes.
that's
And we
awesome.
have a lot of referrals from our residential side. We work with several realtors, and so they kind of give other realtors their name, and so that kind of helps out too.
Nice.
Mhm.
Okay. Very good. So advertising is huge, and so is marketing, and you know, building those relationships with people like realtors that can
Mhm.
get you contracts.
Mhm.
So that's all really good advice for a lot of people who are just getting started out.
Yeah.
It's definitely a good idea to when that money comes in, to start really reinvesting as much as you can back into getting your
Yeah.
name out there.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to say, when you first start, always be ready to. I mean, you don't get paid, and if you do, it's not a lot when you got reinvestment. That's important to
Right.
keep it going. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, with advertising, like radio spots and TV commercials and everything, if anybody in the community is thinking about doing something like that, it's excellent for branding. But just know that, you know, as soon as your ad starts to run, you know, you're not just going to blow up all of a sudden. TV and radio and such are ways of indirect advertising, right? So when someone
Mhm.
wants to hire a cleaning service, you're not going to go turn your TV on and wait for an ad to come on, right? And so where you're
Right.
going to go, it used to be the
Yep.
yellow pages. Now we're all going onto Google. But
Yep.
radio and TV for branding
It's
is
excellent.
excellent. And you
Yeah.
let that sucker run, you know, over the months or over the years, and eventually everybody in your local community is going to know who you are. They're going to be in Walmart and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, hey, are you Lori, the from the TV commercial? Yes, I am. Here's my card,
Yeah.
right? So excellent
Right.
branding, right on.
And the TV station will help you, like with the time slots of and they knew
Yeah.
like, and it was different times and different days with all of that.
Very cool. And one last thing about TV commercials and radio, and a lot of people don't realize this, but every station on radio and TV has a certain amount of free advertising that they have allotted for local businesses in the community.
Yeah.
And most local businesses don't know about this. And so what ends up happening is, so that they don't have to do a lot of work trying to get charity stuff, they just end up putting national brands on there in those spots. And so if you're an HCA member and if you're doing, let's say, Project Servant's Heart free house cleaning in your community, if you contact your local radio and your local TV station and say, hey, can you help me get the word out? They do have spots and they will give you, we've done it ourselves.
Yeah, we've done that before.
And they'll give you free radio spots. They'll give you free TV airtime, not much. Like maybe once a month or twice a month, your spot will run. But at any rate, it's a good way to kind of get in there and, you know, get your name out there, and then also promote the good work that you're doing in the community.
Yep.
So Lori and Keith, what do you do, or how do you set your business apart from other businesses in your area, other cleaning companies in your area? Are there things that you specifically do to like try to help set your business apart?
A lot of the places here in the area, I mean, they says, but we don't have a lot of cleaning services in our area. So that kind of, and we also do work in both states, West Virginia and Ohio River.
Okay.
And just right on the state line. Don't do that here. So that kind of has, you know, set us apart. They don't do a lot of the senior work, or I mean, we do a lot of charity if people are in need and they can't, you know, pay. We're contract veterans, and so you know, we kind of go in for an initial deep agency that kind of steps in after us if they need it. So a lot of places don't do that. So we have contracts, I guess, with other agencies that a lot of have that.
Well, plus most in this area, they more.
And that's pretty much it. They don't offer the range of services that we do also.
Okay.
Well, y'all are in a good spot then. And, you know, and then also don't forget, y'all are members of the American House Cleaners Association. You're a certified professional cleaning provider. And also, you had mentioned right at the very beginning that you clean for health, right? And so promoting the longevity of life, right? And promoting, you know, the positive physical, mental, emotional wellness or whatnot that professional cleaning and sanitation brings in. And so I think that's also real huge, because a lot of cleaning companies will say that we're here to, you know, save you time. We're a luxury service provider. We're, you know, this, you know, this is what we do. And, you know, when you're, you know, when that cleaning for health is top of mind, and that's you know, what drives you, you know, that's a big deal. You know, that certainly sets you apart from other cleaning companies.
And that was the biggest thing. And when COVID came and you guys had the COVID certifications, and we went through those, me and Keith both did, and the employees that we had, we sent them through. And, you know, when I meet with clients, I try to express especially if they have health issues and things, about how it's important and how that's linked together, their home, and how it benefits them, you know. So it's an investment into their health.
Yep,
Right.
it absolutely is.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that those are really the best ways to set our companies apart, is really focusing on not only the professionalism, but like educating our clients, helping them understand that this is a healthcare service that we're providing. And
Right.
then also doing that charity work and like helping people in need.
Yeah, no doubt.
And a lot of
Right.
companies don't choose to do that or don't have the resources to do it. So I think both of those things are really the best ways to set our companies apart.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Commercial accounts, they would, when COVID was really bad, they would say, well, we've had some guys don't want to come. And we were like, no, this is important now that
Yep.
we get in there and dental's healthy. So,
Yeah.
we're not stopping services because people are getting COVID. So,
Yeah.
the understanding of that, we try to educate them also on that.
Awesome. Yeah, that was a really interesting time. And I know we are one of the only cleaning services open in our area as well.
We actually had other cleaning companies in our area report us to the governor or whatnot for staying in business during a healthcare crisis. And it's like, hey, this is our time to shine, right? This is when everybody needs us
we're
right
heroes.
now.
Yeah.
And we had them reporting us to our local government and everything. It was
we didn't get in trouble at all. We didn't even get a letter.
We actually contacted the governor, like sent him like 2,000 emails and said, we're open, we ain't closing down. This is what we're here for.
This is essential. You need it. Yeah. We were asking the governors around the country to say that cleaning was essential.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think Jay Inslee got like 20,000 emails from our campaign.
Yeah.
So we were like, yeah, come and get us. So
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what is the hardest part? And I'd love to hear both of y'all's opinion on this. What do you believe is the hardest part of owning and running a cleaning company?
Keeping employees right now, or getting employees. When you don't have them, you pick up the slack and your butt in the ground, because you have to get the job done. That's the hardest part.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that's really been a struggle for a lot of people, is finding good help and maintaining good help. So
Yeah.
Keith, do you have the same opinion? Is that the hardest part?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And finding supplies.
And finding supplies. Yeah, he said finding supplies sometime here. And they're having to substitute stuff that is what you had. So that kind of is a challenge a little bit too here.
Right. Yeah, I remember during COVID, it was especially bad. Like there was a lot of things that were just delayed in their shipping, and now there is a lot of things that can be delayed and or out of stock.
They still got limits on things. Do y'all got limits on items in y'all stores there in Ohio? Like y'all can only buy 2 barkeepers friends or anything like that?
Not certain things. Yes, there are everything. It just depends on what it is. You still pay out the news, but I don't know.
Yeah, the prices are certainly going up.
Yeah, the prices are going up.
We were at Brookshire yesterday, and we went there to get bleach, and we couldn't believe how much bleach costs anymore these days. It was like
$11. It was $11 for the big
crazy
concentrate. Yeah, so
unbelievable.
Crazy.
Yeah. And I don't think bleach is that hard to make. I don't
so
understand.
Either.
It's like I don't get it.
Used to be cheap.
It used to be cheap. So what was that?
I said nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing's cheap anymore.
Yeah, it's true. It's so true.
Yeah.
So what do y'all enjoy most about owning a cleaning company?
Most about the business.
Mhm.
I just enjoy working together with my husband, but then I love also you're making a difference, you know, in people's lives. And sometimes you think, well, I just, you know, I'm just a cleaner, but don't ever think you're just a cleaner because
Right.
it's someone's day
Right.
because they can't do it, or they, you know, with hoarders and all kinds of things. And I mean, it goes deep with them. You're really making a difference in their life. And when you break through those trust issues, it's just so rewarding that they trusted you. So that's a great thing for me. So what about
Absolutely.
you?
Well, it's one of our cleanings is electric, and them guys really appreciate us coming in and cleaning. That way, they have a clean back out of the field.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no doubt.
absolutely. Yeah, I completely agree. What about you, Kevin?
Well, yeah, absolutely. And when Lori just said, don't think of yourself just as a cleaner,
Right.
not just a cleaning lady, that's where the name of the show came from. And that's really at the heart of it, you know, the mission of the American House Cleaners Association, which is, you know, we need to raise awareness and respect, and that starts right within ourselves, right? And so we can't go out there and
Right.
tell our clients, oh yeah, you know, we're going to level up your life and your health, and if we don't really believe that. And so we have to, all of us
Right.
need to understand and believe and have that absolute certainty that what we do and the trade that we provide is a skilled service,
Yeah.
science, and
It's also
preventative
got
health
to
care.
be, yeah, it's also got to be a want to do. I mean, just like with any job, I mean, if your passion and your heart's not in it,
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's, you know, that's one of the questions I actually had was, you know, what qualities do you believe someone should have in order to sustain a successful cleaning company? And I think what you just said is exactly right. It's like you have to have that passion. Would you say, like, what other qualities, if any, are vital to creating and sustaining a successful cleaning company?
you have to be the challenges. You know, I know a lot of people on the page has made comedies in the area. They go in and undercut them, and
Right.
different things like that. You just determined to get your mission and your passion out there, and with what you believe, you know, and not let that deter you or tear you down, you know,
Right.
and work it just like you would if you were working for someone else. I mean, you just have to have that same drive and responsibility, you know.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah, and basically like that desire to serve, you know, serving, because really as cleaning company owners, we're not just serving our clients, but we're also serving our teams. We're providing
Yes.
them work and trying to help, you know, manage the schedule and make sure that, I know for us, it's really important to make sure that they're there, like you were saying, be there for their kids and things like that too. So we try to be real flexible with our teams and respectful of their family time and stuff. And so, yeah, I think that's probably equal to the passion for doing this
It
work.
is.
Yeah, being that,
Mhm.
having that like servant's heart of like really wanting to serve everyone in your company. So,
Right. Yeah, that's true. And we try to treat our employees like that as well. I mean, it's important. I mean, if I went in a while back to a janitorial supply to get some supplies, and it worked for them that had been in a wreck, a bad accident in their company. He was more worried about, you know, his vehicle. And I mean, it was like, your employee, you know, has been in a wreck, you know. And I thought, yeah, but it was like, how could you be that way, you know, and not worry about your employee? I would be like the case, but the person can't. So, you know, there's a lot of companies out there like that. And so we are safe. I mean, we've had where we've sent employees in and the one's going to be home, and then the husband pops up and it scares, you know, them and cleaners when they're in there because they kind of made it like they weren't there. And we protect our cleaners. We don't like that kind of stuff. And so we address that. You know, you have to go to bat for your.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. You have to go to bat for your team.
Yep.
Number one.
Yep.
So, with that said, what advice would y'all give to a cleaning company that's just starting to get off the ground, that's, you know, maybe, you know, just got their business license, or maybe hasn't, is just starting to do it on the side and wants to grow a company? What advice would you have for them about getting started based on y'all's experience?
I would say stay with the AHCA. You're going to run into stuff that people here have already been through, and they can give advice. And as far as like where your area is, you know, make sure that, you know, your licensing and, you know, different things like that in your area. People that can help you boost your business. Be patient, you know,
And don't get frustrated.
and don't get frustrated. You know, it's going to take time, just like with any business, you know. But yeah, just stick with the others that can help you get through those struggles that have been there and didn't.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely good advice. And I think it's really in any business, you have to have perseverance. And how would you say, what are ways that y'all have dealt with those things that, and you brought it up a few times, like just having that perseverance, which is really good. It's so important for people to hear that over and over again. Like, we have to persevere. So how do you have any coping ways that you cope with your own doubts and fears, or you know, when stressful things come up that like help y'all keep going? You know, like a glass of wine at night, or yeah.
A bottle. That's one way that I deal with it anyway. Keith is always really good through this. You know, it's okay. It's just a bump in the road. I mean, he's really good about, you know, and just, I don't know.
Got our back.
Yeah, he always says the Lord's got our back. He's not going to leave us. So, you know, I mean, it gets us there too. But yeah, those because we love challenge and we're just so driven by it. It's kind of what helps us also, I guess. But yeah, thanks.
Mm-hmm. I think I think that is that love for challenge, and seeing the challenge as kind of a way, like it is the way. The challenge is the way, and you get stronger through it, and you get smarter through it, and it's like the best education ever. Dealing with real life situations.
And it makes you stronger because you've already been through that challenge. So, it gets easier a little.
You make a mistake, it shows you what you did wrong, and you just try not to do it again.
Right.
Yeah, there's what they say. There's no you're either winning or you're learning, right? So every setback, every challenge, every failure or whatnot
Isn't really a failure.
is a learning experience, just
Yeah.
like Keith just said. Absolutely.
It is, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So how does your business look different than when you first got started? And I know you've already shared some things. I know y'all have employees now and everything, but like what transitions did you go through that's really led y'all in your success that you've learned, and like how does your business look different from when you first started?
Well, we cover more services. Like you said, we have employees, and just the volume that we, of the customers and the clients that we have, and the knowledge, of when we first started. Yeah, we cleaned and dusted and vacuumed, but the knowledge of put together, I guess we have so much more knowledge now. And
Have y'all as far as y'all's rates, have you raised your rates tremendously over the years?
yes,
And also like the
oh
pay.
yes, we learned a lot. We started, and we were just dirt cheap, and then as we connected with AHCA, importance of it, then our rates, yes, they came up. It needed to,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we learned a lot in that area. Yeah.
That's really
And then I
good.
had a business coach that kind of helped with different things that we didn't know about, like state things we needed. So that she kind of helped us through all that.
So like the legal part.
Yeah. The legal
Yeah.
part. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I know that's to me, it's like the taxes and the legal part, they have to be done, but they're so annoying because
Yes.
they really don't have anything to do with like your actual business. It's just
Right.
checking off the boxes of the government, and it makes me mad every single time I have to deal with it.
Makes you
Yeah.
real mad.
It puts me in
It
a bad
does
mood for
me
like
too.
weeks.
Yeah, me too. I'm right there with you. Yep.
Yeah, so I would even beg to say, as soon as you can get legal help, like a CPA, especially with all the taxes and everything,
Yeah.
get a payroll system. Like, I don't, do y'all use a payroll program? Okay.
We do. Yeah, we use a payroll program that are for us, and that's an important person because you have payroll. We carry workers' comp in West Virginia and Ohio, and our payroll every year to renew our insurance. So that's always a pain too, So that kind of person in place so that you learn that stuff too. Because when we first started hiring them, you're 941, and I'm like, what the world is that? It was the payroll. So you need to know all that stuff too. So it really has nothing to do with, like you said, it's the tax part.
Yeah. It's the box checking
Yeah.
and the numbers game
Yeah.
for the government.
Yeah.
Every year I want to send them a bill for the time that I spent on their paperwork.
That we yeah.
We should
Yeah.
invoice them.
And that's something that people starting their business too. If you're the owner, you're not just, if you're out, you're going to be out there cleaning, but yes, so that's a dual, and it's just something that has to be done as an owner.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, as soon as you can, if you're starting a business, as soon as you can get a good CPA, And when you start hiring, get either an accounting firm to handle your payroll, or you can do like a big national company like we use ADP, and they do all the taxes for us as far as payroll. And there's a lot of them, both state and federal. So
ADP
it really,
is great.
it really saves. It's worth spending money on letting someone more experienced do it, so that you don't even have to really think about it too much.
Right.
Yeah. And then I would say, I would warn people, like if they're looking for bookkeepers or CPAs, if you hear the words come out of their mouth that your company is a mess and your numbers are a mess and you're just a mess, they might be trying to swindle you.
Get the hell out of there.
Right. Get out of there, because a good
Yeah.
CPA will say, this isn't your job. Like, this isn't what you do. This is what I do. I'm so glad that you came to me. I'm so glad I can help you now. Like, that's what you
Right.
want to hear from legal assistant,
Right.
help. So, yeah. Have y'all had any bad experiences with any bookkeepers or accounting firms?
No,
Good.
we had that we clean for recommend this company, and we've not had any of those issues. I'm thankful for that.
Yeah. That's really good. We hired an accounting firm years ago, and they made everything way more complicated than it had to be. And they filed our paperwork wrong for like a year. And we were like left with all kinds of fines, and I had to like correct it all. I
man.
learned a lot, but I learned a lot.
Yeah.
And I also learned how merciless the government is.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of they just gave us work, and we were paying them to do it. And we couldn't, So,
and we had ADP already before that, but
we did.
we wanted to support our local community. And so that's why we made the switch. We're like, hey, these big national brands, we need to start bringing stuff home back to Main Street and supporting each other. And that's why we did it. And then when we did that, we're like, oh man, this sucks.
Yeah.
And then we end up going back to the national brand after that.
It just
experience.
makes it easier. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have a really great CPA here in Texas. It's a husband and wife team, actually. So,
That's awesome.
If anybody is in Texas and you need an accountant, we got a great accountant for you. Just send us a message, and we're happy to pass along their info.
Absolutely. They're really good at getting write-offs and giving you the best advice.
And they share
possible.
Our mindset about taxes and government and
all of that
such things.
Right.
But still very legal
Yes,
and
absolutely.
honest, and people with integrity for sure. So it's good. So your plans, your 5 to 10 year plan for your company, do you kind of just want to hang out where you are, or do you foresee growth, any changes, any goals as far as moving into the future?
Where are y'all going?
We would like to. We've started doing some post-construction, post-remodeling with some, and we like that work. It's really rewarding, especially when you go into a new constructed house and you see all the dust, and rewarding, satisfying is what we say.
Yes.
It's a satisfying clean. Our first one that we did post construction was a $4 million home. A lot from that one because we way underquoted it. We learned it's gotten better. So we'd like to do that kind of stuff, grow with employees and create more jobs, of course. Our area is still struggling, with this close extra days because they don't have anybody to work. So hopefully that'll get now.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard, where was it from? Goldman Sachs, I think. I can't remember the source, but this was recent, like within a week or two, that there's going to be millions of Americans that are working in certain sectors or whatnot that are going to be out of work here within the
Yeah, I think it
next
was like 35 million.
millions,
Yeah.
because
Wow.
of the advancement in like
Technology.
AI.
Mhm.
And so that's, I mean, that's not good news for anybody, but I mean, it could be good news for us small businesses because, you know,
Right.
if they're not working for the big corporations anymore, they're going to be back on Main Street looking, you know, for employment. And so I'm
Right.
hopeful that during that transition, you know, that
We
we
can all
all
really grow.
can
Yeah.
grow through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And find
That's
people that enjoy cleaning. Yeah.
Yes. hmm
So
What's the population there in Ohio and West Virginia in the areas that y'all serve? Are we in the hundreds of thousands or millions or less than that?
I'd say about around hundreds.
It's a small area. Yeah, so 700,000-800,000 maybe.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good.
700,000-800,000.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what do y'all, speaking of hiring, what do y'all look for when you're hiring people? Are there certain things that you've learned throughout the years to kind of look for in people to find quality team members?
Yeah, we look for, like when we get applications for people that we want them to like to clean or love to clean, number one. I kind of
That's a
look
big
at
one.
like if they jump around job to job like every few months. That's a lot of
Right.
to someone that's going to be here maybe 2 months and run like a gypsy. So I kind of look at that, but then, you know, I kind of feel them out a little bit in the interview. You know, we've had people that say, oh yeah, I love to clean, and maybe they cleaned in a hotel, or we've hired a couple of those, and I've been appalled at what I've learned about hotel cleaning, at least in our area.
Yeah.
But, you know, some have worked and some, you know, have anyway. But that's kind of the main thing we look for is attendance. You know, we need someone to show up. You know, and not, if you've not done this before, it may not be for everybody, you know, but we're
Right.
willing, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think finding people that naturally love to clean is
Mhm.
a really big thing.
It
And
is.
then also, yeah, and then also showing up and not being like sporadic,
Mhm.
you know, like, oh, I love to clean when I feel like coming in. I do a good
Right.
job when I'm
Yeah.
here, but then maybe I might not be
Yeah.
here. So you don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, those two things are really important, and feeling people out. There's something about that, definitely.
There is. Yeah. And, you know, they have to understand what we do. I mean, cleaning is fun and you can love it, but it's physical too, you know.
Mhm. Yes, it's very hard work. And we've actually
It is hard
had,
work.
yeah, we've actually had employees in the past, a few that like after they do, we always start them out like doing the bigger cleanings
Mhm.
that are harder.
Yeah, like
And
Yeah.
cleanings.
show them, because it shows them like where the buildup go, you know, where things build up, so they can know
Mhm.
like, you know,
Right.
they can understand better what we need to address and why. If we don't address these areas, they're going to build up. So but we've had some of these kids like come the next day with all their equipment and everything and say, I'm
Drop them
so
off at the door and that's
sorry.
it.
They're like, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. I can't do it. Like it's too
Yeah.
too
Mhm.
physical.
Right.
It's
And I think
yeah.
people get this mindset that when you go into clean, well, it's just vacuuming and
Right.
they've not encountered the depth of the detail to keep a home healthy, you know. So and doing the bigger job not only gives them the build up, like you said, but it also gives them the idea if they
Right.
don't understand that part too.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
So we got a question for y'all, Lori and Keith. Brenda's asking, as far as commercial cleaning goes, how do y'all handle like bigger commercial cleans after hours? And then what is y'all's process on giving quotes to on commercial jobs? Do y'all just charge by the square foot, you know, and then times that by y'all's rate and then quote it that way? Or what kind of advice could you give to Brenda on commercial cleaning?
How we handle the big commercial cleaning after hours. We meet with first off, when I do the quote, I ask them if there are specific days and hours that if they have an idea of that. So that kind of gives us an idea on how we're going to handle the, we have some that we go once a week, and then we have some we go twice a week. And as far as the quoting goes, if we do by the hour or the square footage, I think we do kind of both. And I don't know if that's right or wrong, but it's all. We have what the electric company he was talking about. So we do that by the square footage because it's square foot maybe or more. So from that, I mean, you learn a lot when you first start quoting, but retail business that we do by the hour because we don't do as much in that facility, if that makes any sense.
Right.
I hope that
Absolutely
helps.
does.
Yeah.
Usually do by the square footage, and smaller places we do by the hour.
Right. Thank you, Lori. Yeah, I think also for us, like she's saying it's daily, 20,000 square feet. Yeah. It really does depend on the building and what they're doing in it. And
how many employees you're going to have. And you need to ask a lot of questions, like, are they going to supply the chemicals? Are you going? And we always ask too, are they supplying the paper products like the toilet and trash bags? Because that plays a lot into your quote, and you need equipment to do the job. Are you going to have to invest into that to do it if you're just getting started? Because all those things are going to play into your expenses for that job.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
you really need to be thinking about versus how many hours are they going to have it done in, and all those things.
Yep, absolutely. Brenda, the last thing that you want to happen is try to bid that job low and think, this is going to
give me lots of work.
This is going to change my life if I do this. And then all of a sudden you've got a 5-day commitment on a contract. So your employees don't show up. Guess what? You're going to be, and then all of a sudden,
doing it.
And then you're going to be pissed off every single day because you're not making any money, and it's taking up time that you could have paying clients in there. And so the most important thing to do is not get caught up on square footage and everything else. It's go there, and like Lori said, ask a lot of questions, because sometimes they don't want you to touch the desk. Sometimes they say, don't touch the screens on the computer. Sometimes they say, don't empty out the garbage. And then sometimes they want you to do all of that. And so everyone is going to be different. And so the easiest way for you to do it, Brenda, might be Go in there with a pad and paper and ask a lot of questions.
Yep.
Go into each room and think, how long would it take me to do all the work in this room?
Right.
Walk around the whole 20,000 acres and keep your note on your time. And then if you have to go back a second time or a third time or a fourth time to do it until you feel sure that I will commit to this, but I'm going to need to make sure that I make this kind of money. And guess what? Most of the time, if you don't get it, it's a good thing that you didn't get it. And so, you know, these big daily jobs or whatnot, sure, they could be a blessing, but it could also be a curse and bring in a lot of hardship and struggle in your life.
And I noticed she said they have a lot of windows and blinds, and do you charge extra? If they need to tell you, you know, do you want to do that? Because our big 3,000 bigger accounts, they didn't do that at first, and then they called, you give us a separate quote for the windows, and so we made that a separate day and a separate. It's important, like Kevin said. I take my little legal pads, and I take a lot of notes because
That's what we do.
yeah, we do that because you have to. Is my biggest pet peeve. You have to communicate with your customers, and they have to communicate. You can't do something they don't tell you that they need done. So you ask and said, you know, because they may not know everything they want done. Questions or what you offer, you know. They may be new at this too.
Right.
Or they've had a cleaning service that really doesn't do a thorough job. And so it sounds like Brenda is saying that they want a deep clean first. And so there's a good possibility that whoever's been cleaning it is not doing it to the standards that they want. But yeah, you're so right, Lori, that it's so important that to have like, this is what we're going to do. This is the agreement. You know, even like where the toilet paper is coming from, like for us, for our commercial accounts, we make the orders for them because we're keeping up with it. All our team, like, you know, notifies us when they need to make an order, but they have an account with the local janitorial store. And so they still pay that bill, which I think is the best way to do it. But we do make the orders.
Most of our commercial accounts, we don't do paper products. We just offer the chemicals, and you're right. You need to let them know when you're low, and also make sure that you are, like, since you're working after hours, of your contact person. You know, I always have them, you know, their contact information, because if something goes wrong while you're there, you know, about maybe a toilet's broke or you walk into something, you know, after hours they need.
Right.
Or that alarm goes off, you know,
In time.
the police are coming and everything, and you get the call, you know.
Yeah, that was commercial work, was those damn alarms, you know. Am I going to get there in time to push the code in? Yep.
Oh man, those are funny and nightmare situations. It happened. Good times. Well, thank you for the questions, Brenda. We appreciate you too. And
good luck with that.
Good luck with that account. And
good luck with
us posted.
Yeah. Definitely be a good learning experience for sure.
Yes. Even if you don't get it, like Kevin said, keep your head held high, and you'll get the commercial projects that are meant for you, that are going to pay you well.
Yep.
All right, Lori and Keith, is there anything else that y'all want to tell the community, people starting out, people, you know, trying to build their businesses? Any advice or words of wisdom?
Just don't get discouraged. And if it's something that you really want to do, a dream of yours, don't get discouraged. You know, reach out to others here on AHCA that can help you get through the struggle.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. The only way this doesn't work is if you give up,
Yeah.
perseverance is everything. Perseverance is the key.
Yes, absolutely.
It
And
is.
community.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
community, mastermind, community, and perseverance.
Yes.
There it is.
Absolutely.
We just finished up Think and Grow Rich in the AHCA Success Club. We meet once a week. We're taking this week off because we're starting a new book next week. And we wrapped up Think and Grow Rich, and that community and perseverance together, whatnot, was one of the most powerful points in that. And that's what we're doing here together with the American House Cleaners Association. It's exactly what we're doing here together with the Sayres right now, and with everybody in the community every day.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, we hope that y'all have a fantastic week as the weather warms up. I'm so excited for the hot summer coming.
Yay.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
And yeah, it was really great to see y'all and to go over these things and find out more about y'all. It sounds like y'all are doing a fantastic job in your area and really leading the cleaning community there. So that is really good to hear. And we're really proud of y'all and happy that y'all are with us in the HCA.
Congratulations on y'all's continued growth and success. Lori and Keith Sayre, Cleaning Bee Cleaning Services LLC, out of up in good old Ohio. And that's it for today. And we'll see y'all next week on the Not Just a Cleaning Lady show.
All righty. Thanks.
Have a great week, y'all.
You too.